In part 1, our guest speaker Patrice offered his tips on personal branding from the perspective of an entrepreneur. In part 2, he goes on to discuss how to package your brand both online and offline. Stay tuned.
Mshauri careers, hanging with them now. Hello guys, welcome to today's episode where we'll be jumping a little bit deeper into the area of personal branding. So how have you packaged yourself that they know Patrice is the MD, CEO of A, B, and C?
Normally on your bio on social media, you can always write all that you do, because even you can see on Twitter, you can write all the description of yourself that you think you are, and then you can always write founder of this brand, this number of businesses. So even by the time somebody searching that business, automatically your name comes up because you're already linked to the business. So you can easily just identify yourself by saying that MD, founder of this and this business. So every time that business is clicked, automatically your name comes up also. And being able to talk about it, because let's not forget, the number one form of business is the best source of branding and advertising is word of mouth. You can never remove that. It comes with a lot of assurities. It comes with a lot of sales on its own. So it goes back to having also a good name.
How do you keep your pages alive, and what sort of mistakes have you made?
I think I'll start with the mistakes first. The mistakes that I've done before. Yeah. Mistakes I've done before is at times I will put very low margins just to try and attract customers. But at the end of the day, the customer doesn't mind about your margins. As long as they buy the product and go, you have to find a way to make sustainable margins of your business, and the right customer will find you. Yeah. What normally as businesses you do is that by the time you look at all other social media handles, some are putting very low prices and stuff. So you get a bit worried. You want to try and put it that way, but remember, at the end of the day, it's only you who knows your costs at the end of the day. So I think it's about having confidence in whatever you're putting out there, that you're putting out the best. Okay. And every time you get to serve a customer, like, always just try and leave a good mark behind. Okay. I've had to do some transactions which I really didn't like, but at the end of the day, I just say, you know what? At the end of the day, as long as the customer is satisfied, then that's fine. And the same customer brought other customers. You see, so I think it's quite important for you. You can imagine in a year if you interact with 200 customers, leave them all happy, then automatically that word of mouth comes to life.
What techniques do you use to keep these channels that you use to brand yourself alive?
Like, you need to have quality photos for your social media. That's important, because this is a customer who's shopping online. So the first picture you portray is what will either make them buy them or not. So I think having quality photos, one, is quite important. And at times I see other businesses don't really take time on that. At times other businesses focus a lot more on downloaded photos, and by the time you're getting to buy the actual item, you're quite disappointed. Even if you're doing downloaded photos, try to make sure that the difference is not too much, so that by the time the customer is receiving the product, it feels like they've been shortchanged. And also some mistakes I see other businesses doing also is there's this policy of once you pay them, like even when you as a customer are not satisfied, they don't have maybe either a refund policy, or they don't focus on making sure that you're content. And I think it comes down to also what are your business goals? As in, are you doing business for the short term or the long term? Then once you have that in mind, then it changes your approach on how you deal with your customers. Yeah.
Let's touch upon how you keep your social media pages alive. How do you grow them, and how did you go from zero to whatever you have on your Facebook, your Twitter, and it's not as easy as maybe some people might think.
One thing is that I think WhatsApp came up with a fabulous tool in terms of just having the status. Because the good thing about the status is that the WhatsApp status is that it enables people to view whatever you're selling to a community that knows you. You see, so even by the time you're posting it, I know it's really selling. So more or less, I'm confident I can even send the money even before I see the product because I know the person you are. That's one. Number two is especially on social media, is just consistency. Just keep posting. They normally say if you can post 4 items a day, that will keep the flow quite active. The biggest thing is promotion, the paid advertisements. That's a really big thing. It has helped many people get a lot of followers, and the good thing is that you also get to expose to a market that will strictly buy. There's no friendship, there's no bargaining. Someone who likes your product will get it for the premium price. What about the price and stuff? Get partnerships with well-known influencers or something. By that you can either give them a product for endorsement or find a way to negotiate a deal. It doesn't have to be money. At times there's a product you can give in exchange for credits at the end of the day. So I think find creative ways to market with also tapping into the following without having really to spend a lot of money in terms of endorsement and brand ambassadorship. So there are always ways to negotiate.
What is the content exactly? Because you're in apparel, and is it the shoes that are on sale across all those 4 posts, or is there any level of creativity, a joke, a meme? What's the appropriate content?
There's no one route to success. You see, so jokes and memes may not work for me, but they may work for another group. And I think the best kind of pages, from what I've come to notice, is that people want not just to buy for the business, but they also want to buy for a personality. I don't know if you've seen this, it's called Ted Josiah's page. So he sells leather bags and stuff. But the thing is that he has given his brand life by letting you guys be in his life. He lost his wife. So you see how he interacts with his kids. He gives employment. So once the product has a human face to it, showing that this is just a human going through everyday life, it attracts more views as compared to just having the usual posts. I think that's the biggest edge he has over, like, even over me. I can't do whatever he does, but that's a really big edge. Him being able to invite people to his life and being able to humanize his business. So guys feel that even by the time they feel that they're buying Kenya, they're putting food on someone's table. You know, people buy on emotion, and that's a really big, I think, plus to him.
What advice would you give some of our viewers watching? Because I know we have a few young entrepreneurs who are just starting off. For example, if tomorrow I decided I wanted to start importing shoes from Turkey, overall, what are some of the tips that you would give me that you think would be useful, that you have used for me to stay afloat?
A few important tips to use. First, look at the capital you have. If you don't have enough capital, you can just start as a reseller, get the best prices from one seller, go and resell. That's a quick way to get capital. So, and also it's also quite important in terms of, like, you should be ready to work, because it's not an easy journey. You should be ready to cut your cloth according to your size, because it comes with a lot of sacrifice. It comes with being a bit boring. You won't be able to be the life of the party, because you need to focus a bit and try grow this business. And it's also quite important for you to be able to, once you start getting employees, to be able to hire employees who share the same vision as you. You see, so because the thing is that if I'm hiring employees, I first get to understand what motivates this employee, what's their goal, how can my goals and his goals sync, so that by the time he's working for me, he feels that he's actually growing as a person. Because the thing is that someone will only work for you for survival, but once they feel that they have a breakthrough, they will go. But once you have a path, you have charted a growth path for them in terms of, okay, what do you see yourself doing? What can you do? All goes back to what kind of business can you start if you don't have any ideas. I think the best thing is just start with what you're passionate about. If it's writing, just start. Put content out there, feel free to share. And I think social media is such a great platform. You can imagine when social media wasn't around, how hard it was to get maybe writing content, how hard it was to push your content out there. So I think the most important thing is just start with at whichever level you are at. At the end of the day, you just want to make things better. You want to create employment. You want to contribute to the country's GDP at the end of the day. So I think it's just about wanting to live a full life.
Thank you so much, Patrice, for all the insights you've shared.
Thank you very much.
I was fighting the urge to take notes as I was listening. If you've liked what you've heard today, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to click on the notification bell below to get more content. Thanks for watching, guys.